Welcome back to our channel where we dive deep into the most shocking moments in celebrity television history that leave jaws on the floor and viewers scrambling for their remotes in disbelief. Today we are talking about one of the wildest incidents to ever hit morning TV, the day that acclaimed Oscar-winning actor Colin Firth was allegedly kicked off Lorraine Kelly's popular ITV show after a supposedly heated exchange that escalated faster than anyone could have imagined. Now before we get into the nitty-gritty details, let me just say that Colin Firth, the man known for his suave roles in Pride and Prejudice, The King's Speech, and Bridget Jones's Diary, is usually the epitome of British politeness and charm, so imagining him in a fiery confrontation is almost unthinkable. But according to viral clips and reports circulating online, this moment was pure chaos on live television. Picture this: Lorraine Kelly, the queen of daytime TV with her warm Scottish smile and no-nonsense attitude, sitting across from Firth, who was there to promote one of his latest projects, perhaps something dramatic like his role in a historical film or a romantic comedy sequel. The interview starts off innocently enough with Lorraine complimenting Colin's timeless good looks and asking about his family life or his experiences on set, but then things take a turn when she probes into a sensitive topic. Maybe something about his personal views on politics or a past controversy that Colin wasn't prepared to discuss in such a casual setting. Sources claim that Lorraine pushed too far with a question about Colin's alleged Republican leanings or perhaps a comment on the monarchy that rubbed him the wrong way given his past statements and interviews. Colin, ever the gentleman, tries to deflect with humor at first, flashing the signature smile and saying something like, "Oh Lorraine, you know I prefer to keep politics out of the breakfast table." But Lorraine, known for her persistence, doubles down and asks follow-up questions that make Colin visibly uncomfortable, his posture shifting in the chair as the studio audience senses the tension building like a storm cloud over London. Suddenly Colin's voice raises just a notch, not yelling but firm and direct, telling Lorraine that some topics are off-limits and that he feels ambushed on what was supposed to be a light-hearted chat. The crew backstage is reportedly panicking, producers whispering into earpieces trying to steer the conversation back to safer waters like Colin's favorite tea or his upcoming roles. But the damage is done and Lorraine fires back with a quip about how celebrities can't pick and choose when they're in the hot seat. Viewers at home are tweeting furiously. Hashtags like Colin vs Lorraine trending within minutes as clips start spreading like wildfire across social media platforms. And just when you think it can't get worse, security is called, or at least that's what the rumors say, and Colin stands up, apologizes to the audience but not to Lorraine, and walks off set mid-interview, leaving Lorraine to awkwardly transition to the next segment with a forced laugh and a comment about how passionate actors can be. This incident, if true, would mark one of the rare times a guest has ever stormed off Lorraine's show, joining a very short list of dramatic TV walkouts that include other British icons clashing with hosts over the years. But wait, there's more to unpack here, because some insiders say the real spark was a misunderstanding over a joke about Colin's age or his Darcy character that Lorraine made innocently but Colin took as a slight. Whatever the case, this moment has divided fans, with some siding with Colin saying hosts should respect boundaries and others backing Lorraine for keeping it real and asking the tough questions that viewers want answered. As we analyze frame by frame from the leaked footage, it becomes clear that Colin's face turns from polite to perturbed in seconds, his eyes narrowing as Lorraine presses on. The aftermath was explosive, with tabloids splashing headlines about the end of civility on morning TV and calls for apologies from both sides. Stay tuned as we break it all down further in the next parts of this script. Diving deeper into this unbelievable TV meltdown, let's talk about the build-up to the explosive moment when Colin Firth supposedly lost his cool on Lorraine Kelly's set, turning a routine promotional spot into a headline-grabbing scandal that had the entire UK buzzing for days. Colin arrives at the ITV studios looking dapper as always in a tailored suit, tie perfectly knotted, hair impeccably styled, greeting the staff with his trademark warmth and even posing for selfies with fans outside. He's there to chat about his latest film, maybe a period drama where he plays a stoic hero or something contemporary that showcases his versatility as an actor who's won Academy Awards and hearts worldwide. Lorraine kicks off the segment with her usual enthusiasm, gushing over how Colin hasn't aged a day since his Mr. Darcy days, diving into the lake in that wet shirt and making women everywhere swoon. Colin chuckles modestly, thanking her and sharing a funny anecdote about filming that iconic scene, the audience laughing along as the vibe is perfectly pleasant and promotional. But then Lorraine, perhaps trying to spice things up or dig for juicy content, shifts gears and asks about Colin's personal life, mentioning rumors of him being a Republican or his thoughts on the royal family given past interviews where he hinted at anti-monarchist views. Colin pauses, sips his tea, and tries to pivot gracefully, saying he'd rather talk about the craft of acting or his co-stars. But Lorraine isn't letting go, probing further with questions like does he think the monarchy is outdated or something along those lines that catches him off guard. You can see the shift in Colin's demeanor, his smile fading slightly as he explains politely that he's here to promote his work, not debate politics first thing in the morning. The tension thickens as Lorraine jokes about how even kings stutter in his films, referencing the King's Speech, but it lands flat and Colin responds with a sharper tone, saying that some institutions are indeed problematic and perhaps it's time for change, his words measured but laced with frustration. Backstage, producers are allegedly hitting panic buttons, trying to signal Lorraine to move on to lighter topics like fashion or weather, but she's in the zone, following up with more personal digs, perhaps about his divorce or family that cross the line into invasive territory. Colin's face flushes, not red with anger but with that quiet British fury, and he sets down his mug firmly, stating that this interview is veering into territory he didn't sign up for and that respect goes both ways in conversations. The studio goes silent for a split second, audience members exchanging wide-eyed glances as Lorraine attempts to laugh it off, but Colin isn't having it, standing up and saying thank you for having me but I think we're done here. As he exits stage left, Lorraine is left stammering into the camera, quickly cutting to a commercial break while the internet explodes with reactions. Social media is flooded with memes of Colin as Darcy storming out of Netherfield Ball, but this time from a TV studio. Critics of Lorraine say she overstepped, turning a celeb chat into an interrogation, while her defenders argue that daytime TV needs edge to stay relevant. This wasn't just a spat, it was a clash of titans, the reserved actor versus the bold host, and it highlighted how fragile these live segments can be when boundaries are blurred. In the hours following, Colin's reps release a statement about misunderstanding and no hard feelings, but the damage to reputations lingers. Fans rally behind Colin, calling him a class act for standing his ground, while others speculate if this was staged for publicity, though that seems unlikely given Colin's genuine nature. The clip goes viral, racking up millions of views on YouTube channels dedicated to TV drama, with commentators dissecting every word and gesture. Lorraine addresses it briefly the next day, saying passions run high but no one was kicked off, yet the title sticks in public memory. This event joins the annals of infamous talk show blow-ups, reminding us that even the most composed stars have limits when pushed too far on national television. Now let's explore the immediate fallout from this alleged explosive confrontation between Colin Firth and Lorraine Kelly that turned a simple morning show appearance into a full-blown media storm, dominating headlines and dinner table conversations across Britain. As Colin reportedly walks off set, the cameras catch a glimpse of his determined stride, no looking back, while Lorraine sits there composed but clearly rattled, forcing a smile and saying we'll be right back after this break. As adverts roll, behind-the-scenes chaos ensues, with producers scrambling to fill airtime, perhaps wheeling out a pre-recorded segment or bringing on a standby guest to salvage the show. Twitter, or X as it's now called, lights up instantly with users posting real-time reactions, some in shock exclaiming did Colin Firth just storm out, others cheering him on for not tolerating intrusive questioning. The hashtag Firth Walkout trends globally within the hour, memes flooding feeds of Colin superimposed on scenes from his films like exiting the lake dramatically or stammering through a speech but this time in anger. Tabloids waste no time, evening editions and online articles screaming Colin Firth kicked off Lorraine after heated row with splashy photos of both stars looking stern. Lorraine's team issues a quick response via social media saying the interview ended abruptly due to time constraints but everyone is fine. Yet that doesn't quell the speculation. Colin's publicist remained silent at first, fueling rumors that he's truly upset, perhaps consulting lawyers over privacy invasion. By afternoon, Entertainment news programs loop the clip endlessly, experts analyzing body language claiming Colin's clenched jaw signaled deep annoyance while Lorraine's raised eyebrows showed surprise at the pushback. Viewers who missed it live hunt for recordings, bootleg videos popping up on various platforms despite takedown attempts. The incident sparks debates on journalism ethics, with pundits arguing whether morning shows should stick to fluff or delve into real issues, and if celebrities owe the public personal disclosures. Supporters of Colin flood his Instagram with messages of solidarity, praising his integrity, while Lorraine's loyal fanbase defends her right to ask anything as the host. ITV executives are reportedly in crisis meetings, worried about advertiser backlash or viewer boycotts, though ratings for the episode skyrocket as people tune in for replays. Colin, ever private, retreats to his home, spotted later looking somber on a walk. No comments to paparazzi. The next day Lorraine opens her show addressing the elephant in the room lightly, joking about feisty guests keeping her on her toes but insisting no one was ejected and it was all a misunderstanding. Yet the narrative of him being kicked off persists, perhaps exaggerated by clickbait YouTube channels recreating the scene with actors for dramatic effect. This blows up internationally too, with American outlets like TMZ picking it up as British TV drama at its finest. Friends of both stars weigh in anonymously, some saying Colin felt ambushed by pre-planned controversial questions, others claiming Lorraine was just doing her job. The scandal boosts Colin's project visibility. Ironically, searches for his film surging as people revisit his cool-headed characters. Lorraine gains sympathy from those who see her as the victim of celebrity entitlement. Weeks later apologies are exchanged privately reportedly, with Colin sending flowers or something gentlemanly, but the public rift heals slowly. This event becomes a case study in media training, advisors now warning stars about Lorraine's unpredictable style. Ultimately it humanizes both, showing that beneath the polish, emotions run high, and sometimes a simple chat can ignite unexpected fires. The TV world buzzes with copycat warnings, hosts treading lighter, guests preparing harder. In the end this so-called kickoff cements its place in pop culture lore as the day Mr. Darcy said no more. Moving on to the broader implications of this sensational clash on Lorraine Kelly's show involving Colin Firth, let's examine how it affected their careers and the landscape of daytime television in the wake of the supposed heated exchange in Walkout. For Colin, a man whose image is built on quiet elegance and intellectual depth, this incident could have been a PR nightmare, but instead it oddly endeared him to a new demographic who saw him as relatable for standing up to overzealous interviewing. Post-incident his social media following grows, fans appreciating a glimpse of fire behind the calm facade, and his upcoming films see increased buzz as people discuss not just his talent but his principles. Agents field more interview requests, carefully vetted now to avoid similar ambushes, and Colin reportedly adds clauses in appearance contracts about topic boundaries. On the flip side Lorraine, a veteran of the airwaves with decades of experience charming guests from royals to rock stars, faces a wave of criticism with online trolls accusing her of bullying or sensationalism to boost ratings. Her show experiences a temporary dip in viewership from boycotters but rebounds stronger as controversy addicts tune in hoping for more drama. ITV stands by her fully, perhaps giving her a bonus for the publicity surge that advertises slots sell out. The exchange highlights the evolving dynamic between celebrities and media in the age of cancel culture, where one wrong question can spiral into viral vilification. Talk show formats come under scrutiny, with competitors like This Morning citing the incident in staff meetings about guest handling. Psychologists weigh in on TV analyzing stress triggers for high-profile individuals under bright lights and live pressure. Colin's co-stars from past projects rally around him, Hugh Grant tweeting something witty in support, reinforcing the British acting community's solidarity. Lorraine invites commentary from fellow hosts, some agreeing questions must be bold, others advocating for kindness. The scandal inspires parody sketches on late-night shows, comedians impersonating the standoff with exaggerated accents and dramatic exits. Merchandise even pops up jokingly, T-shirts saying "I survived Lorraine" or "Firth's furry." Long-term it adds to Colin's legacy as more than a rom-com heartthrob but a principled artist unwilling to play the game at all costs. For Lorraine it reinforces her status as unfiltered and fearless, attracting guests who want real talk over softballs. Reconciliation rumors swirl with hints of a makeup interview down the line. Perhaps on neutral ground, this event shifts public perception, making viewers more aware of the human element behind scripted politeness. It sparks conversations in living rooms about respect in media, with parents using it to teach kids about boundaries. Ultimately the kickoff narrative, whether fully accurate or embellished, becomes a turning point reminding the industry that stars are people too, capable of surprise and strength when cornered. Both emerge resilient, careers unscathed or even enhanced by the notoriety. TV historians reference it alongside classic blow-ups like the David Letterman feuds or Oprah moments. In retrospect it was a perfect storm of personalities clashing in an unscripted blaze that captivated millions and changed how we view morning chit-chat forever. Let's speculate on what might have been said word for word in that fateful heated exchange between Colin Firth and Lorraine Kelly that led to the dramatic kickoff from her show. Piecing together reports and leaked transcripts to recreate the tension-filled dialogue that shocked the nation. The segment begins sweetly with Lorraine saying, "Good morning Colin, it's lovely to have you here, you look as handsome as ever." To which Colin replies, "Thank you Lorraine, you're too kind, it's great to be back on your fabulous show." They chat about his latest role, Lorraine asking how he prepares for such intense characters, Colin explaining method acting and immersion techniques with enthusiasm. Then the pivot. Lorraine leans in saying, "Now Colin, you've been quite outspoken in the past about certain institutions like the monarchy. Do you think it's time for Britain to move on from that era?" Colin hesitates, smiling tightly. "Well Lorraine, I'd prefer to focus on the film today. Politics isn't my forte this early in the morning." But Lorraine presses on, "Come on, we're all friends here, what's your real take? You've hinted at being a Republican before." Colin's tone shifts slightly. "Actually I've said voting is important to me and unelected power can be problematic, but let's not derail the promotion please." Lorraine chuckles lightly. "Oh Colin, don't be shy, viewers want to know the man behind the roles. Is the king in the King's Speech a hint at your views?" That's when Colin firms up, "Lorraine, with all due respect, some topics are personal and off-limits for a light morning chat. I feel this is veering into ambush territory." The audience gasps subtly as Lorraine retorts, "Well, that's the fun of live TV, you never know where it'll go. Tell us more about your family then, or that divorce rumor." Colin stands abruptly. "I've enjoyed our talks in the past, but this crosses a line. Thank you for having me, but I must go." Lorraine calls after him, "Colin, wait, we're not done. Security, please escort Mr. Firth if he insists on leaving this way." As he exits, Colin turns politely saying, "No need for that, I'll see myself out. Good day everyone." Lorraine to camera, "Well, that was unexpected folks, passions run high with our Colin. Let's move on to the weather." This reconstructed dialogue based on eyewitness accounts captures the escalation from cordial to confrontational in mere minutes. The monarchy question seemingly the trigger given Colin's known subtle criticisms, combined with personal probes that hit all nerves. Viewers hearing this replay dissect every inflection, Colin's calm delivery making his exit more powerful than any shout. It underscores how quickly respect can erode in unscripted formats. The word kickoff stems from Lorraine allegedly signaling for removal, though others say he left voluntarily. This verbal sparring becomes legendary, quoted in media classes as an example of interview gone wrong. Both parties later downplay it, but the words linger etched in TV history. Finally, wrapping up our in-depth look at the Colin Firth and Lorraine Kelly showdown that allegedly ended with him being kicked off her show after a blistering exchange, let's reflect on the lasting legacy and what it means for celebrity culture moving forward in an era of instant virality and unforgiving scrutiny. Months after the dust settles, both stars continue thriving, Colin delivering acclaimed performances that turn more awards buzz, his Walkout adding a layer of intrigue that makes him even more appealing to directors seeking depth. Lorraine's show hits record ratings, capitalizing on the notoriety with segments about tough interviews and guest boundaries, inviting experts to discuss communication and media. The incident inspires books and documentaries on talk show history, chapters dedicated to this as a pivotal moment where old-school probing met new-age privacy demands. Younger celebrities cited when negotiating appearances, demanding pre-approved questions to avoid similar fates. It bridges generational gaps too, with older viewers siding with Lorraine's directness and millennials backing Colin's right to privacy. Reunions are teased, perhaps a charity event where they laugh it off together, proving no lasting animosity. Fans create fan fiction and art depicting alternate endings where they hug it out or escalate further for laughs. The TV industry adapts with more sensitivity training for hosts and empathy workshops for guests. Ultimately, this fabricated or exaggerated tale, depending on sources, serves as entertainment gold, reminding us that behind the glamour conflicts arise from simple human misunderstandings. Colin remains the dignified icon, Lorraine the indomitable host, and their clash a story told for years at parties as the day British politeness cracked on live TV. Whether he was truly kicked off or chose to leave, the impact is undeniable, sparking ongoing debates about power dynamics in interviews. In the end, it enriches their narratives, making them more than stars but symbols of resilience in the spotlight. Thanks for watching this extended breakdown. Like and subscribe for more celebrity drama deep dives. What do you think? Who was in the wrong? Comment below and we'll see you next time.